Welcome. So now we're going to look at notation for derivatives. So there are many ways to denote the derivative of a function. Y equals f of x. Besides the one I've been using, f prime of x, the most common notations are, so we have y prime. It's nice and brief, but does not name the independent variable. So like y is a nickname for f of x. Y prime is a nickname for f prime of x. A little more formal, dy dx. Right? So dy dx is how it's read. It's the derivative of y with respect to x. We're going to use dy dx a lot. It names both variables and uses d for derivative. Right? So I've been just using f prime of x to introduce you to that one. I'm going to start using dy dx more. df dx is the derivative of f, so it's naming the function rather than y, rather than the other variable, with respect to x. And then if we have d dx f of x, the d dx is an operation. It says take the derivative. So if you don't see another variable there, you see d dx, that's not the derivative of the derivative with respect to x. What it is saying is take the derivative of f of x with respect to x, right? So the emphasis that differentiation is an operation performed on f, right? So you do need to know the different ways to notate derivative. And when you see d dx, that's a verb. That means take the derivative. So important, one notation for a derivative is already familiar, right? F prime of x. Another notation is called Leibniz notation, and that's the derivative of y with respect to x, dy dx. Right? We'll be using that a lot as we go on. So if y equals f of x, dy dx is equal to f prime of x. Right? This is our function. Our original function, this is our derivative for that function. All right? So important notation. So to review, dx does not mean d times x, right? It means the derivative of x. And dy does not mean d times y, it's the derivative of y. Okay, and so d dx f of x does not mean d dx times f of x, it means take the derivative of f of x. All right. Let's look at a few more things. So dy dx does not mean dy divided by dx. It means the derivative of y with respect to x. So notice it says except when it's convenient to think of it as division. When we get to differential equations, we're going to be treating it like division. But that's something very different, right? So otherwise, right, dy dx is the derivative of y with respect to x. And of course, df dx does not mean df divided by dx. It means the derivative of f with respect to x. Okay. So just some notation related to the derivative. In the next podcast, we're going to be solving some more problems using the limit definition of the derivative. All right, bye for now.